Okay, so this photo on the screen now is what's considered a family photo in the music industry, or at least the EDM industry. It's when the artist takes a photo in front of and with the crowd, and if everything goes right, the house lights will also turn on, giving you optimal lighting for the shot. Sometimes this doesn't happen though, due to poor coordination, and something like this ends up happening. Now, usually if an artist wants a family photo in the last 5 to 10 minutes of their performance, this hopefully will come as no surprise, as you should have already had that discussion in the green room with them prior to the set. So don't be afraid to ask questions in those moments before going on stage. Questions like that, and if you should focus more on photo or video, and if they prefer vertical or horizontal, should be standard operating procedure when you're working with an artist. Even offer to be their reminder so that when there's less than 5 to 10 minutes left of their set, you can simply write something like family photo in bold and all caps in your notes app and discreetly get their attention without disrupting them before a big moment. Be smart about it and find the pocket of downtime between songs, or ask their manager to do it if they're on stage as well. That said, I would never do this if you didn't have that conversation with them beforehand, especially if it's your first time working with the artist and their manager isn't on stage. In the end, it does really depend on the artist, but I think a majority of the time this can come off unprofessional. Now for some of my personal experience. My favorite family photo I've ever taken has to be this one of Phase 1 and Wooly during their B2B set at the Thunderdome in Washington State back in 2020. In another video on my channel, I explained how I basically manifested capturing a photo like this by posting a screenshot of Steve Aoki's family photo at the same venue in 2014, only to end up shooting my own version 6 years later in front of 21,000 people 2 days in a row. And on top of everything I just mentioned, since these photos were shot in February 2020, crowds like these would literally become illegal the following month. So I think that's why this family photo specifically is my favorite. The second one didn't make the cut because, anyways, I shot this photo with a fisheye lens at 14 millimeters with an ISO of 2000, aperture of f4, and a 1/200th shutter speed. No matter how much of a skilled photographer you are, when you're hybrid shooting photo and video, you can sometimes be expected to capture a photo of this importance at a moment's notice. And in that fast-paced environment, you could end up taking the shot with incorrect settings. And I think that's what happened here. Obviously the photo and edit turned out great, but if I had an extra 10 seconds to prepare and think, I would have lowered the ISO a bit, maybe closed the aperture one more stop, and increased the shutter speed a bit as well, since everyone is usually standing super still during family photos. And I generally will switch to continuous shooting if I don't already have it on, since you have like 2, maybe 3 seconds tops to take the photo. I'll just pick my favorite option when I'm editing later that night. In the end, family photos are fun, hype, and a great memory for you, the artist, and most importantly, the fans in the crowd. So if you're in it for the right reasons and you're looking to capture a core memory, make sure you're as prepared as possible. Thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing, guys. For 6 more tips on how to best be prepared in the ultra fast-paced environment that is EDM photography, visit one of my personal favorite videos on the screen now, and I'll see you there.